Hey all, this is Ishnai Ciarfox, so welcome to my stream. We are going over here. No, wait, I went to the wrong location. We're supposed to go. This is now time. It's now time, so we go to Empora. I got my Reaper up to 80. So I'm on the debate whether I want to. You know what? We started this off as a healer. Might as well end it off as a healer. Even though that last fight we did last night was a bit hellish. Bum. Back down here. Pleasure. Claudine is inside that. Oh, I do hope he's okay. Yeah, he's fine. Rest assured, I do not intend to remain idle. I shall try to discern the nature of the sphere and ensure that no other similar phenomenon appears elsewhere. Num. Our course of action is clear. We must lay Athena low and rescue Claudine. A difficult task to be sure, but one which the present company is more than capable of achieving. Yep. Why would Athena use my name? More questions, few answers to go by. A mother's touch. Themis, you may have just handed us the key to rescuing Claudine. What must we do? First and foremost, we must confront Athena. She must be made vulnerable as Elidibus was. If our opponent stands on the verge of godhood, as we are now, she would unmake us in an instant. Ishnai, we have no choice but to place the burden of our fate, and the fate of many more besides, squarely upon your shoulders. Oh, that's nothing new. It's happened a few times before at this rate. Trust you have no objections. It's a burden I'm used to carrying. I imagine so. Ever have we relied upon your skill at arms? And we all appreciate Ishnai's willingness to fling herself at the unknown. I know, right? What's that survival instinct? However, we have yet to hear how this will liberate Claudine. I have a plan. Do not trouble yourself over the details. The same goes for you, Ishnai. Yeah! Go be the stupid dog somewhere else. You must focus entirely on your attention on Athena. She'll not be easily bested, even by one of your prowess. Then let us trust in Lahabrea and prepare for battle to come. Hey, Stressful, how are you? Before we face Athena, I must know. If she never discovered the Aura site, had never fallen under its influence, would she have lived a normal life? Would she have been a mother to me? I am good! I've asked myself the same questions. Questions with no answer, I fear. But let us put them out of our mind. There's something we must discuss. And I would not do so as Lahabrea, but as father to his son. Too bad they're just memories, so they won't remember this. Hardy har har. Athena maintains absolute control over this space. Beyond this gate, she has doubtless built herself an abode worthy of a god, and now awaits the arrival of her supplicants. For now, we place our trust in you. The rest must wait till we have Athena before us. Right now, Athena must be the sole focus of your attention. She shall not hesitate to exploit any weakness she consents. More than 30 minutes. Well, this will give us time to maybe start on the Reaper quest while we wait. Burn more of those tickets I have. More! More! But yeah, this will be a short stream, more or less. I don't want it too short, but like I said, yesterday, my sister's graduating from college tomorrow, so. Celebrations abound, all the other stuff. Sensory nightmares. Well, if it ain't ish, you heading in? Drusilla's eager. Ah, there you are, looking deadly enough with that scythe to make me weak at the knees. Thanks for flirting. I wager it's time we stop faffing about and made ready to hunt our target. Limars has been hard at work scrapping together what information they can. Let's see what they've got. Why can't I have his shirt? Can I strip it of him? I mean, meow. Anyways, everyone here good. Arnex, you've met? No further Chimera-related incidents you'll be happy to hear. The overly chipper lad over there is Herman. Make your acquaintances. As you know, our quarry is a void scent, and he goes by the nature Orcus. He eludes the best, but these two are a step above that. Tell us what you've found. By your will, boss. I asked around about unsolved murders and disappearances, seeing if any involved someone matching your description you provided. There are as many missing people as there are grains of sand, and there's no shortage of tragedies either. One, however, stood out among the rest. A woodcutter in the Black Shroud disappeared without a trace. No body, no belongings, nothing. An odd enough occurrence by itself. The sightings of a stranger with pale skin as snow near his last known whereabouts piqued our interest. Now that's a promising start, but those woods are crawling with bandits and brigands of all sorts. Dust rights and keepers are said to come in ghostly hues. We are sure this man ain't one of them? I mean, look at me. I am a keeper. Ask me that directly. I'm as sure as I've ever been, boss. Not many bandits have the eyes the color of blood. That's a match too close to ignore. I'm quite sure keepers could have the color of blood as eyes choice. I can't gainsay that. We have a lead. If I may, boss, are you sure we need help with this outsider? How much trouble can one void scent be? Herman! She's standing right there, for God's sakes. No, she's right. I've already told you to turn a wary eye to those outside the family. She's just doing her due diligence. But trust me when I say we need every advantage we can afford. I made the mistake of misjudging Orca's strength before, and for my hubris, my family, my flesh and blood family, were slain. All of them. I mean, isn't that information they should already know? Was planning on holding that back a bit longer, but 'twas before the Limers. I swore 2 things. I'd repay that suffering 1,000-fold, and I'd never let that bastard take anything from me again. I mean to keep my vow, and I trust I can count on you to help. You don't have to ask twice, boss. Your wounds are our wounds, even ones that become scars. We'll see your vengeance rot. All these years I've scraped to make a place for us. I look forward to the day he'd pay his dues. And it ain't just me for that we are hunting him down either. He's a blight on Eorzea itself, and the longer we let it fester, the more suffering it'll spread. We need to quarter him now while we have the chance. Are you ready, Ishnai? You know those woods as well as any of us, and we need your experience as if to hope to be back before supper. I mean, I am a keeper! Hello! Much appreciated. Alright, let's get to it then. Herman, I want you to be here in Udall, keeping an ear to the ground for any news on Orcus's movements. Arnez, you lead us to where this woodcutter disappeared. Like I said, I wish they'd make more references to the subcategories of our races. Because I definitely, by race, would probably know the 12 Woods far better than a Seeker of the Sun who is in the desert. So, well, it tends to be in the desert area. By your will, boss, that'd be the Central Shroud. Our best course would be to set off to Bent Branch Meadows. Boop. Boop. But yeah, the graduation is at 10 in the morning. I'm usually asleep at that time. Well, there's 2 different ones. She's a part of, she's getting a Bachelor of History or something, Social Studies. It's with history. She always liked archaeology as a child, so... and the other one is at 2, so... Originally, when she first went, because she went back, the thing is, she has 5 kids. This is my sister. Well, she went back while she was, I think, while she was pregnant with the last child. But originally, when she went to college, she was doing with languages. But Alabama has made it so hard for professors with language degrees to teach that it's more or less really hard to find professors for that. Yeah, she has 5. I have 3 nephews and 2 nieces. Though, the last one she recently had, the oldest is 15. I think, if I'm remembering correctly. So it's... God, that's telling my age. And the youngest is... 1.5? Well, not quite 1.5, but, you know. Always we're going to Bent Beach. Yeah, she's done stuff with her life, unlike me, who's here. Not doing stuff with my life. Playing Final Fantasy. Being an e-girl. Orcus isn't a cursed name, feared from Garlemald to Alamigo. I hear tell the the people of Abanya bestowed it upon a fiend that feasts on the bones of man, so it does reek of evil incarnate. Fox, yes. Good, you made it. Before we set off, I'd allow me to share the circumstances of our poor woodcutter's disappearance. As I heard it, he disappeared nigh on a week ago. Got lost, some surmise, but he was a seasoned woodsman, not some high-born traveler who forgot to buy a map. I questioned those closest to him, and none could think of a reason he might want to make himself scarce. He'd even made plans to meet with friends not long from now. But I expected that promise will go unkept. Sounds like we can rule out a voluntary departure. I believe we can. The last person to see the man alive said he took his axe and ventured northwest. Then that's where we'll set our trap. Here, Ishnai, take these. Imagine... Oh, fuck. I spilled water. I mean, my water. I'm sorry. I spilled my tea. Damn it. And it's on the cat's bed. I am sorry, cat. One second, y'all. Here's, should I take these? A Magitech transceiver and a candle scented like the Void Sense favorite food. Libation. Blood. Fun! Blood! Once it's lit and fumes are wafting through the air, every Void Scent within 30 yalms will come running. Either of us sees Orcus, let's give the other a shout over the transceiver. As I said before, Orcus is inhabiting the body of a man. He put it on an awfully convincing performance when needs must. Don't give him a chance to work his wiles, or his fangs will be in your neck before you know it. As much as I want to accompany you, I'll only be a liability in a fight. Whether you find Orcus or not, return here and I'll report to the Lumaires. Good luck and good hunting. Blood. Ah, the irony sent to blood. The boss painted a blood-curdling picture of Orcus. Pale skin as pale as the moon and eyes like hellfire. You wouldn't want to run into such a beast in the dark night, or in a sunny day for that matter. Yeah, I know. You're not happy with me for accidentally spilling on your bed. I'm not happy for spilling my tea. God. One second. Let me ask if Mom can make me some more. 1 second. No, I'm not being lazy. I'm still streaming. I'll do something for her in return later. That's how that works. Alright. Essential blood chokes the air, filling your nostrils with a metallic aroma. However, there's no ghostly fiends or slavering creatures emerging from the underbrush. If there's void scent nearby, they must not be hungry. Watch me get in the fight, and then the thing will pop. Skins chokes the air. Blah, blah. There are no ghostly fiends, voids, and they must not be hungry. cock tease. Motherfucking cock tease. Do the moon. I don't think my crafting and stuff is high enough for the moon stuff right now. The stench of blood chokes the air. Gone by the maleficent odor. Avoid scent rises from the bush, though it bears no resistance, but its darkest, your eyes be with a voracious hunger. How the fuck did that big thing hide under the fucking underbush? No, I guess I'll go wander over there for a bit then. Like I said, I still have the whole bunch of stuff from the Ishgardian shit that I haven't done. And I still haven't, you know, finished the story quests for... That'll be a night. That'll be a drinking night. I'm glad to see you in one piece. Now, what's it you have in your hand? Where do I go to start that, by the way? Blood-soaked ring. But it is something, yeah. I do need them high enough to do the, dwarf stuff for the Shadowbringers. You said the Void Scent was carrying this? That ring, where'd you find it? I see, then there can be no doubt. The Void Scent that Ishnai slew was the very same one that murdered our woodcutter. Murdered? Are you saying? Aye, while I was searching the place to set my trap, I spotted a shallow grave, hastily dug and poorly hidden. Under a thin layer of dirt was the body matching the description of the woodcutter. A wholly nondescript fellow, save for the mark of a ring removed from his finger. Doubtless the ring was his demise. Shiny baubles are common fixation for Void Scent. Probably didn't spare thought for the owner, only a prize supposed to be covered. Take no harm to no one else. Organist or not, I'd say this expedition is a success to well-earned rest. God damn it. Moon starts in Charlian, okay. Alright, ready for screaming! Or me being completely silent and not breathing. Bad combination of both.
You have done well to reach the seat of godhood. Now, bear your souls to me.
I don't wanna... This sounds dirty. I mean, those wings, though. I like the void in the chest, though. There's no boobs. There's no room for boob there! Yes, I pay attention to the important shit.
Show me your all, that I might become divinity manifest.
The plot isn't there. I mean, we haven't looked at her ass yet, so it could be there. There is some plot back there.
You cannot escape my eternal gaze.
You know, I thought I was by that.
From nothing, I mold life. You cannot escape my eternal gaze.
Oh, 2. Does it twice. Cool. On the soul.
These chains are forged from the fabric of creation.
Super chains. Chain me up, mommy. But I don't know why. Oh, I get it. Balls and chains. Circle. Circle, circle, dot, dot, dot. I got my goodie shot! Okay. Then move over to this one.
Shine brilliant for me! To silent vessels, I give voice! You cannot escape my eternal gaze.
I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this.
This is but a glimpse of a god's strength. Behold such power as you will never wield!
I scream. We scream. We all scream for what the fuck is going on with the screen?
From the deepest pit of the seven hells to the pinnacle of the heavens, the world shall tremble!
Tremble, bitch.
Such a singularly resolute soul. These chains are forged from the fabric of creation. Shine brilliant
Oops.
You cannot escape my eternal gaze.
Well!
Today, my theory shall be proven as fact. These chains are forged from the fabric of creation. To silent vessels, I give voice.
Fuck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry! I'm sorry! Sorry, I aimed that right out. Ah.
Today, my theory shall be proven as fact.
I hate the eyes. Hey, Woofy Woof! You missed me crying as I accidentally shot people in this. Hey, Woofy Woof. No, seriously. Everything was on the screen. Everything was me screaming. Maybe if I knew this fight better, accident would be real accident, but I... Countless years I waited within that stifling crystal, and now, when my dream is finally within reach, you stand in my way. I mean... Your dream is not but a selfish ambition. Its fulfillment will benefit only you. And why, Athena? At the end of this road to godhood, what did you hope to find? It matters not. The fact remains that she worked against the interests of the star. Even so, I would hear her answer. I would know why my mother cast us aside. How unlike you, Eric. You were never so inquisitive before. Having struck upon a hypothesis, there is but one thing the wise woman desires. To look creepy as fuck. Irrefutable proof. Yeah, Yamate. My theory was that any true god would see us as we are, imperfect, she would hammer out our flaws and build something greater. To prove this could not but benefit the star, I would give it the perfect stewards that it might shine brighter than any other. And you would destroy the lives already upon it. And that I am no different from our peers. Over the course of eons, how many creations have we wrought? Such creatures cannot but usher their inferior predecessors into oblivion. Even without our meddling, nature would take the self-same course. If the destination is the same, is it somehow worse to arrive there by the guidance of a god? I think not. The Arasite made such thoughts irresistible, perhaps, but it cannot have created them from a whole cloth. This is Athena's truth. What right do you have to pass judgment? You were but a vessel for my masterwork. Your purpose ends there. My only mistake was leaving you possessed of a soul. What are you saying? Poor Eric. Always the last to arrive at the obvious conclusion. I gave birth to you for a single reason. That you may serve as my tool. And like any tool, I crafted you to suit my needs. That you might accept my essence when the time came. Of course, I also made you more amenable to my demands, and assured you would feel a cloying affection for your dear mother. However, it seems that my tinkering was inefficient. My very feelings were of your design? You created a boy unable to grasp even the simplest magic, ever hopelessly clinging to his mother's robes, unable to do otherwise. I was doomed from the start. Yet here you are, standing in defiance of her design. You are more than what she made you. I still feel the sting of it, but with pain comes clarity. You ill deserve to wear the mantle of a god. As stubborn as you are witless. If the star will not be mine, then it serves no purpose. Remind me why we were letting her talk. She aims to obliterate the ethereal sea in the stem of flow of life. She will do no such thing. Before the battle, Lahabrea told me I was the key to finishing the... Although I am but an illusion, my soul has crossed aeons to find a home in another. One whose body has seen... Athena has seen fit to purloin as her own. Much of what I once was now resides in him. Should my memories seize this chance to follow suit, they may resound enough to wake his mind. But Athena inhabits him still. What will become of you? Look, they were gonna make us cry somewhere on this raid series, so that's the answer. I don't know, but if I can rouse his soul, perhaps it will disrupt Athena's hold. It's the best chance we have. My whole life, others have looked down upon me, but I've never given up searching for my purpose. Now I've found it. This decision is yours to make, and yours alone. Do as you will, my son. I know you shall make me proud. Eric, Do not dare. He dares to do a lot of things. No! Stop this! Stop it! No! No! My words hold sway. Your words hold sway over me no longer. My life is my own, and I have found my true family. Would this be considered unbirth? You know, going back into the womb. Sorry, I couldn't help it. My power wanes. The vessel rejects me. I had to make a joke somewhere. Going back into the womb, are we? What's happening? Athena's magic should be impotent with no body to fuel them. Precisely. Athena was the sole force holding the space around Pandæmonium together. Now it crumbles. Although little would change if we were buried here, we cannot let this be Ishnai's final resting place. Bitch, I will survive! Your son, so be your undoing. Of all my miscalculations, to think that you would be my undoing, that you would be even capable of defying me. Ah, is there more you would say to me? Or have you decided to return to your dear mother's bosom? Have you brought Claudine back to me? Apologies, but I am only the dregs of your own memory. I can do naught but watch as the evil you've wrought collapses and buries you under its weight. How disappointing. Truly useless to the last. And who made me that way? Damn. Slicer, why don't you? As if it never existed at all. Questions, questions, and more questions. Why did Claudine set up by himself? What did he see? Oh, I do hope he wakes up soon. Watch him not remember anything. At least on the surface, Professor Claudine appears unharmed. We must wait for him to regain consciousness to judge anything beyond that, I fear. Though Eric was not but a collection of memories, I know his absence pains you. But he acted with resolve, full aware of the potential consequences. Let us look back on this moment not with sorrow, but with pride. You both are the heroes of the day. Athena's ambitions would have swallowed the world had you not stemmed their advance. We shall stay here, both to look over Professor Claudine and to ensure there is no further disturbances in the ethereal sea. You should rest, and I will not take no for an answer. Sorry, I hear you say that, but I'm still here. Wait. Pray rest while you can. With concern, guided by the past. It seems we can do naught but wait. And wait. And wait. And wait and wait and wait. Can we not call anybody else here to help? Perhaps we might discuss a matter that's been troubling me. While your colleagues Nim Gigi was enlightening us on the history of events which led to this era, she let slip the name of one of the Asians, Lahabrea. Though she knew the figure only from her research, she was most insistent there was no evidence connecting the Asian to myself. Yet I am aware that this Lahabrea used the heart of Sabik to sow chaos throughout your world. I would be a fool to deny such strong connections between us. You are the only one present who has met the Asian in question, so I'd ask you directly. Are he and I one and the same? Is my fate to work the shadows and bring untold destruction? You are him. I don't want to sugarcoat it. I see. If you say it is so, then there's no reason to disbelieve it. The Asians, or Paragons, I'm told, were ruthless in their schemes to rejoin the sundered worlds. I have heard but small number of their deeds, and still I find it difficult to comprehend the depths to which they are willing to sink. To choose a path of evil, all for the sake of the star. I admit 'tis a decision I would make under the right circumstances. Although the ages may take their toll, my devotion to my duty will never waver. Paying no heed to what might be lost, I will treat the heart of Sabik as a mere tool for my own ends. Never caring to look beyond the surface, I will unleash forces that I fail to truly comprehend, and remain blissfully ignorant of my hypocrisy all the while. I realize he has eyes similar to Eric. It appears Clouden is awake, and skin color as well. I wonder if he's, like I said, a shade or shadow, piece of the Eric's. Ishnai, I have some faint memories of what transpired. You stood against Athena and won. And you were there too. Lahabrea. Eric's memories of you dwell within me still. Through unyielding discipline, you hoped to forge a son equal to yourself, but the crucible you placed him in left scars which were loath to heal. Yet you were never motivated by selfishness. All you did was in the service of your duty. At the least I will hear no more. Though you may possess Eric's memories, you are not him. In rebirth, you have become someone else entirely, and you belong to the sage. As such, I am your enemy, and an enemy does not deserve sympathy. Of course, I would never condone the actions of the Asian, but you are not him. You are Lahabrea of the Convocation. You spared no effort in saving us from Athena's machinations. For that you deserve the utmost praise, and my personal thanks. If you insist on deceiving yourself, then so be it. My stance remains unchanged. God, this is dealing with Gaius again over it. The most difficult trial is behind you, but you may find that Pandæmonium has yet to relinquish the last of its secrets. Among them is the identity of Hephaestus' liberator, who set the very first wheels in motion. There is but one place to find the answers, in the past. However, I must insist you keep silent about Athena's fate. While I doubt it would change the decisions I make, you should not tender us information we could not uncover ourselves. Now that I have said my piece, I shall follow my son's footsteps. These odious memories will fade to nothing, as was always their fate. Farewell. My time too draws near, but I believe I can stay long enough to see this matter through. I'll journey to the past to seek out the truth of Lahabrea's words, yes. While Thymus himself may be there to see this encounter, I have a unique opportunity to hear your perspective on the matter. That is, of course, if you will share it with me. I look forward to it. I shall take in the ethereal sea one final time as I await your return. Now that all that's left is to return to Pandæmonium and ask Lahabrea to shed light upon its few remaining mysteries, I look forward to your return. I too will stay here to await your return. I could use the rest, and there's a matter I would discuss with you and Thymus before we say our farewells. Roos and I will return to Apora and make our report to Master 4 at once. Oh, where to begin? I believe we've yet to see the full effects of these events will have on the ethereal sea. Once Professor Clauden recovers, we must conduct a thorough investigation. Alright, teleporting to this place. Back and forth, I say. Back and forth. Whee! Away we go! Pandæmonium, nom 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 nom, y'all. Oh, this is busy with people. Ah, you must be Ishnai. I am Hegemon, keyword of Abyssioso. But I suspect you already know that. We did meet once before, after all, although I was not entirely myself at the time. Thanks to you, however, I can rightly say my faculties are mine once more. At present, I am taking stock of the damage done in the facility. Passage to Heaven Compound. Thank you for checking up on us. Did you speak to Hegemon, and the other wardens on your way here? The work is long, but we made great strides in undoing Athena's meddling. Ishnai, I didn't expect to see you again so soon, but 'tis always a joy. You seem quite happy to be here. Ishnai, truth be told, I thought you would have little reason to ever visit the place again. It seems I was wrong. I'm looking for answers. How neatly you obfuscate your motivations. Do as you will, then. She has gone through the trouble to visit us. I hardly think curtness is in order. We braved Pandæmonium together. Why not at least share with her our progress? I have relinquished control of Pandæmonium to Lahabrea. I was never meant to hold it for long, and now such authority resides in the rightful hands. With Lahabrea's help, we have poured through Athena's research to the Himetheo. Thus, we've been able to restore Himijon's mind and body. Yet there is still so much work to be done. Damage to repair, keywords to replace, the task is too many to count. But although the path may be long, our progress is steady. I believe we can safely say that Pandæmonium will soon function as it did before. Indeed. Before we reach that point, however, there are some matters which must be put to rest. One that concerns Pandæmonium itself, and the other is a personal matter. Until they are settled, I cannot move forward. It shall not take long. Lack of resolve caused me to delay, but I have chosen my course. These concerns must be weighty indeed. Do you intend to share your burdens with us? If you would bear witness, then come. Your arrival at this very moment almost beggars belief, but I shall not ask you to leave. I simply ask you do not interfere, no matter what may happen. Are you going to reattach your souls together? Question mark, question. I mean, the other part of your soul, or what? I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. She cute. Stay here. This will be over soon. Why did you call me here, Master Lahabrea? There's still much to be done if the warders are to be freed. You have served within Pandæmonium since Athena's time, have you not? That makes you the most senior key ward now that Ag is gone. As such, you deserve to know a secret few others are privileged to hear. One concerning myself. Separating Hephaestus from myself requires removing part of my soul. A necessary sacrifice, but one which came at no small cost to my natural talents. I am but a shadow of the man that I was at the time of my appointment as Lahabrea. I would never hope to wield the same magics that Hephaestus used to bind the warders' minds, let alone break their shackles. That tone of defeat does not befit your voice, Master Lahabrea. Don't give in to despair. There is no despair, only truth. I did not confide in you to garner cheap sympathy. Hephaestus left behind a fascinating research. His conclusions was that in order to transform a vessel into a Hemitheos, absolute control over their mind was essential. As you well know, the magics used to achieve such domination exploited strong emotions within their victims' hearts. In the case of Dracula and Ag, is their respect for me. Upon slipping his bond, Hephaestus took steps to throw Pandæmonium into chaos. With their attention divided, keywords and warders alike were easily targets. But there was an act that came before. Regardless of Hephaestus' power, he could not have won freedom on his own. Mute. For long days and nights I pondered who could have released him. I could only conclude that Athena's plans were set in motion long, long ago, when she claimed the mind of one of her admirers. Hegemon, no one would I mean, none would question your pride in your position, your devotion to Pandæmonium. But do you not believe I am one... You do not believe I am one fit to lead it, do you? Your loyalty lies not with my vision of Pandæmonium, but Athena's. Master Lahabrea, what has spurred this sudden accusation? I assure you, there's a proper explanation. What are you doing, Lahabrea? Do not approach. I have already stated, even should I detect Athena's tinkering, I am currently powerless to dispel it. And so I have come to a decision, one which will make the best interests of our star in mind. In order to build a better future, I require the strength I have lost. I must embrace these odious memories. Mark well this sight. Engrave it upon your very soul. You will now bear witness to the true Lahabrea. Did you just burn the witch? I cannot imagine this was an easy choice, but it is done. Is she alive? Yes. And she shall remember this lesson well. Athena's puppet no longer, I see. She may yet harbor ill will towards me, but that is a risk I'm willing to take. Our star requires a steady hand to guide it, and now mine is equal to the task. We can no longer allow Pandæmonium to divert my focus. Hegemon, I would ask that you now serve me anew. There are none other more suited to overseeing this prison, none other who would take such pride in their duty. My loyalty to Athena would led me to betray you once before. Why would you allow me to keep the position of keyword? I require your talents, as I required Hephaestus's. The past is of no consequence. Very well. In honor of our fallen colleagues, I shall restore this institution to its former glory. Lahabrea is himself once more. He wields authority without hesitation, and thinks not twice once his judgment is sounded. Yes, he is different from Athena. He thinks only in the betterment of the star. So long as duty guides his actions, he shall not share her fate. And should his convictions ever waver, the emissary will set him back on the proper course. Good. If the path he chooses to walk, then I will walk with him. I'll allow our bond to fray no further. As son, I will support him in the days ahead. I will not ask you to stay... I will not ask you to say the same, Ishnai. You and I stand on peaks separate by vast chasms. Our perspectives shall never align. And never shall one give way to the other, for such is our nature. With that in mind, let us consider any debts between us to be void. I mean, why are you voiding our things? Don't I have a say in whether we void it or not? Before we leave here, mark these words. Mark these words. My resolve shall whether loss unfathomable, yet yield before no obstacle. Walk your path with the same conviction. I mean, yes, I do kill you with that. Hephaestus and Lahabrea were one and the same when he was named as one of the convocation. This change poses no need for concern, for all is as it should be. From this day forward, I'll do what I can to aid my father. In this way, I shall forge my own future. If not for you, my long-slumbering demons may have gone unslain. I would have never been forced to reconsider my true nature. Yet, as I said, I do not consider this a mission of debt. Now I believe you have other places to be. Remain here any longer, and I may be inclined to place you in a cell next to one of our more recalcitrant subjects. Master Lahabrea saw through me long ago, but now my mind is unclouded by doubt. I shall not fail him again. Alright. Bum ba 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 bum ba ba. It's annoying I can't fly over there to do this fucking running shit. What, you don't want me landing on your goddamn ship, do you? Huh? Huh? Ah, you have returned. I would just like to hear what you discovered, though I believe your friend has business with us first. Star Wars. Oh yeah, today is May the 4th be with you. I'm not playing any Star Wars games. I'm sorry, y'all. I've kind of been burned with that. That. There you are, Ishnai. While you were away, Themis brought me up to speed. If you want to turn to the mic, go ahead. But right now, I need to play. While you were away, Themis brought me up to speed upon all what happened when I was held prisoner. His history shone light upon any number of questions that were niggling my conscience, namely those concerning the ethereal signature emanating from the floating fortress. Doubtless its source was Athena, reaching out as far as she could from her prison, ever grasping for someone to take Eric's place, grasping for the body his soul resided in. I wanted to ask you, when you first found the crystal, were you unable to hear the memories stored within? Indeed, it was only after our research was well underway that I could hearken to its whispers. Contact with the crystal should have awakened the memories, but the passage of time likely changed Eric's soul in subtle ways. Perhaps the ethereal resonance was a gradual process in this case. However, being attuned to Eric exposed you to Athena's voice as well. Doubtless the choice to venture forth into Aslia was not your own. It was Athena's influence working through you. I do recall being strangely fixating on acting alone. I would have encouraged such recklessness usually. Although the choice is not entirely my own, I am still ashamed of my actions. Reflection is how we plant the seeds of growth, although we must not blame ourselves for the events out of our control. That the voice in the crystal belonged to the person from which your soul originated. Not even the most brilliant researcher could have come up with that conclusion. Your reassurance means more than you know. Thank you. Now, one final matter. It concerns the very crystal whose discovery set this adventure into motion. Perhaps sparked by recent events, a new light has begun to shine from within its depths. From my experience, this may indicate a new memory has floated to the surface, eager to be observed. For some time, the question of why Lahabrea and Eric would leave such a crystal behind in the first place has lingered in the back of my mind. With Eric's memories and such magical talents as they're at my disposal, I believe I can make this final memory manifest for all of us to behold. Shall we witness it together? Witness this! Witness! Witness me! Yes, cat. I leave this memory for you, the future of our star. The final days have come, and the creation magics we have so relied upon have now hastened our downfall. But despair is not yet won out. Lahabrea and the others of the Convocation are working to stem the chaos which threatens to engulf our star. Their plan requires great sacrifice. Elidibus Thamus has already offered to give his life for our salvation. Yet there's another problem which must be dealt with. Pandæmonium, wherein are confined our most vicious creations. Even should we survive the final days, it would take time to restore order. Pandæmonium's cells were breached and their prisoners set upon the star. Our hard-won peace would be obliviated in an instant. Someone must stay behind to ensure this never happens. With Thamus and Lahabrea otherwise indisposed, that responsibility falls to me. That is why I must defy the directive of the Convocation. My soul will not be offered to manifest the will of the star, but instead consigned to eternal vigil. I know that in doing so, the final days may take me. I may not live to see my duty upheld. That is why I have resolved to set this crystal adrift in the tides of the underworld. It contains memories of Pandæmonium from both my father and I, and shall bear this warning to the future if I cannot. Well, that's a bit fucking late. I have imbued this crystal with magics that will attract it to my essence. Even should I journey through the underworld and be born anew, this message will reach me. Pandæmonium shall not be left unattended. If all else fails, then perhaps another woman like my dear friend would come along. Yeah! One with an almost unnatural ability to pick up the scent of trouble. I know, right? I wonder where she is now. How many souls has she saved? And how many beasts has she slain since we last met? Not as many as you'd think. Currently. Because I haven't killed anybody between the time that I saw you last in Pandæmonium and here. Alongside my warning, this memory shall carry a wish. Ishnai, may we meet again. Now listen well. If anyone receives this message, you must come to Pandæmonium. Please make haste. I repeat. Oh, that dispels any the last of my doubts. Thank you for humoring me. And now we come to this. It survived. Black Aurosite? Yes, the heart of Sabik. The tie that bound Athena's memories to my body, no doubt. When I regained my senses, I found it on my person. Now it appears your efforts have left it more bereft of memories. No trace remains of Athena. However, its power as Aurosite yet remains, and may prove valuable trove of knowledge in the hands of the right researcher. I feel that fate has left it with me for a reason. I shall take my leave, but on behalf of my colleagues, nay, the entire star, thank you both for putting an end to Athena's wickedness. But isn't the Heart of Sabik still bad because of, you know, it draws on somebody's passions? Huh? Come on. Do I have to wrestle it from him? And wrestle in the non-sexy way?
I see. Then
Why is this voiced again? Why can't we have Cole?
As has the nature of our mysterious crystal. The questions which led us into Pandæmonium are answered, and soon order shall be restored. I too can fade away, unburdened by regret. I could not have reached this point without you, friend. So many revelations. But there are more. If you would dig a little deeper.
Dig a little deeper!
Elidibus's soul was plucked from the ethereal sea, and from it I was wrought. Surely you have a passing interest in what I remember, in what I feel.
Yes.
You deserve what answers I can provide. While my memories of Pandæmonium are clear, all else is hazy at best.
Do you hate me?
Perhaps Athena made me this way. Or perhaps it is the result of who or what I was before. Still, I can recall vague figures. Scenes from my future and your past.
Okay.
At the Crystal Tower's peak, we clash. And later, from that self-same spire, I send you forth.
Well, at least your soul made it back to the ethereal sea.
Into our age. Into Elpis.
Cat, stop.
Why do I decide on such a course? Formless as these images are, I cannot say. However, I can hazard a guess.
You're gonna hurt me.
Somewhere within my fragmented memories, I catch a glimpse of our journey into Pandæmonium.
Game, don't hurt me too hard, though.
A glimpse which shows not the path we took or the destination where it led us, yet by its very presence demands that you are required in Elpis. And even if that act is but one link in the chain of events which ends in Atheris' salvation.
You would do it again?
Then this all has meaning. Our time together, every moment, is worthwhile, and I am unburdened by regret.
That's good, at least.
That said, it is possible my motivations become something else entirely.
I mean, you did become the heart of the right. My mind's
That you
dying.
would cross this vast expanse in the hopes of being reunited with your allies.
I make friends in weird places, yes.
A devotion that once would have baffled me. But after having been to the depths of that twisted prison and back, I think I can understand. Now, I have pulled back the curtain as far as I dare. The people of your age call this the Ethereal Sea, a name I quite enjoy, for it teems with life, each star a soul on its journey. And among these uncountable stars, it was yours that crossed my path. For that, I shall be forever grateful.
My heart! Game! Stop!
I wish you well on your journey. A journey as long as your star is bright. A journey not bound by the confines of this world or any other.
May your rebirth be well. And soon, so we can hang out! Come on! But you won't remember me, but I'll remember you. God, this is nominating rocks this thing. Ah!
How fascinating. The truths that dwell at the edge of sleep. The course of history is set by its victors. It is immutable, and yet should this star continue upon its path, look, the light.
Pretty, isn't it? Are you being pulled back? Huh? What? Need to run use the restroom, and thank God that I had to, nice enough to teleport me back here. Sorry. Still having stomach problems, so. Alright. Welcome back, Ishnai. I hope you said farewell to Thamus for me. Recent events have given me not only a new focus for my research, but also insights into my own origins. Truly is a gift I never hoped to repay. As Lahabrea said, I am not Eric, yet I bear part of him inside me, and I should do what I can to follow the traces he left behind to the present day. A spark has been struck in my mind, and I'm ready to pursue my research with a fervor, excuse me, likes of which I have not had since my youth. Doubtless I shall have need of you in days and moons ahead. That time comes, I only hope that you once again lead me your sound counsel. Till then, you may fare well. Awesome. Awesome jail. Awesome job. Great job. The more I try and make sense of what happened, the more my mind ties itself in knots. It will take weeks, or I dare say months, to navigate the maze of questions. You may have to suggest that Professor Clauden hire more assistants. Ishnai, may I have a moment of your time? I would very much like to hear the battles you fought within Pandæmonium that appeared in our age. While I was fortunate enough to witness most events with my own eyes, I was not there to write down a blow-by-blow account. Your testimony will be welcome and a flavorful addition to my records. You regret asking to be a part of it now, since you saw a lot of it? To think your foes would have even more fantastic than the ones you faced in the past. Truly, not even my wildest imaginings could come close to what reality gave us. I'm particularly fascinated by Athena, and cannot help but wonder what she would have become if left to her devices. We were terribly close to finding out, and doubtless it would be one of the last revelations of our lives. Yeah, I know, right? But she may not have gone so far as not for that aura sight, which magnified her desires to an almost incomprehensible degree. Just how it could influence one so as a matter beyond the ken of modern scholarship. I believe you saw how twisted those under our sway can become when you faced with the elusive Kavai. Just what it did under Ultima, the highest Seraphim had in bestowing the gift of our sight to those poor souls. If Athena had achieved her dream of godhood, she may very well have been able to bend even our sight to her will, and soon the world would have followed suit. What a chilling end to a story. A fascinating theory to add to my report, of course. I must scour our documents for any supporting evidence. Ah, now I understand why you set Rusty to fetch any scrap containing even the hint of crystalline machinations. Professor Clauden? I've noticed that important tasks were being left neglected, and when I inquired the reason, poor Rusai explained that he could barely keep up with your request. Something must be done about this new obsession of yours. You must pursue it until you find the answers you seek. I believe you are in your way to discovery to make you the envy of your peers, myself included. We often find breakthroughs only after shattering the rules of conventional research. I shall return to Rusi's task, but you must promise me that your report will be a thing of wonder. Get yourself a professor like Clauden. Of course, Professor, you have my word. I shall even give every scenario a fair shake. Where evidence is lacking, imagination shall fill the gaps. I shall bend the lines between fantasy and science so skillfully you'll doubt they were even there at all. So sci-fi. Cool. I would expect no less from one of my assistants. Before you put pen to parchment, I would be honored if you share some of your idle musings with me. I will, Professor, I will! If you have any interest, Ishnai, and I know you do, stop by any time and I'll share them with my most recent theories. Alright. You said that the rabbit stuff is... Is it to go where no Loprit has gone before? Stressful, are you still there? I can search. Sorry, sorry. Hmm. Cosmic exploration. Cosmic homecoming. Hmm. So, Cosmic Homecoming. There. Naming way. Molly dressed Loprit seeks Cosmic Prototype. Long-eared leads. Lovely is. Actually, what's my lowest right now? It's either Goldsmith. No. Alchemist. Greetings and salutations, my good madam. My name is Naming Way. I'm called Naming Way. For you, I suppose we shall see. For the moment, I am need of directions. I have tell of other Loprits roaming the city, long-eared and charmingly fuzzy like myself. Might you have seen any? You bet I have. So you have? Where precisely did you see them? And doing what? Everything and nothing at the same time. I see. So the people of Eris have but recently secured a reliable means of transit to the moon. Why did I not hear about this sooner? If what you say is true. At long last, I can return home to my beloved, moon! Oh, happy day! You would not believe what I've endured on this star. It's been one ordeal after another. I first set out to study Aetherius over 100 years ago. Mine was a solitary mission, yet one of tremendous importance, and I had vowed to see it through. Alas, my survey pod suffered a bit of a rocky landing, smashed to smithereens, and thus I was stranded on this star with no method of contacting my compatriots. But did I despair? No, I did my duty. I scoured every inch of this world all on my lonesome, trusting that someday, somehow, I would make it home. It wasn't until recently, however, that rumor of moonfolk descending upon this bastion of scholars reached my ears. I immediately stowed away on a vessel bound for Old Charlian to investigate their veracity. And here we are! For so long, I have yearned to return home to the best ways burrow and reunite with my comrades. Please, will you tell me how to reach the moon? Tower of Babel, you say? As myself visited Garlemald a few decades ago, I dare say I'll have no trouble finding my way there again. However, after a few hundred years away, I'm not sure what manner of welcome awaits me. Given your familiarity with my kin, perhaps you could serve as a moral support. We just met. Isn't that a bit personal? Oh, thank you! I'm fortunate to indeed cross paths with someone so kind. Without further ado, I shall meet you on the moon. What, you think I'm gonna be able to say that name? Fuck you think I am? Someone who spoke English her entire life? Sorry. Sorry, I had to sort of that. I'm sorry. Don't attack me, please don't attack me. It's gonna one-shot me if you attack me, please don't. Sometime later. Phew, that certainly wasn't my idea of a relaxing climb. You lot really should consider giving that old tower a fresh coat of paint, or at least removing some of its more sinister devices. Nevertheless, here I am. Could you be the one that they think of for whatever one for the, was it New Year's thing? Of the bunny that goes around? Or whatever? A few things may have changed in my absence, but there's no mistaking it. I've come home! It seems the lights are on at the burrow, shall we? Do I have to teleport there? Will you walk with me so we get there so I don't have... Thank you, game! That can't be him. Surely it's not him, is it? Loudly whispering. There's no mistaking that red garb. Yes, it is I, Naming Way. I am ever so glad see you all awake. Naming Way? It is you. Where have you been for the past century? Searching Way! I was surveying Aetherius as you ordered, but I'm afraid there was complications. Thank you for fast forwarding. So the survey pod was destroyed. What a catastrophe! It certainly hindered my ability to travel. Regardless, my mission was a success, and I return to you now with a shocking revelation. The people of Aetherius, you see, are short. Are tiny! Every last one of them! Tragic, isn't it? But we've been aware of that for some time. What with our regular encounters with Ishnai and her fellows. You may find it hard to believe, but the final days have been averted entirely. There's no need to evacuate Aetherius. Her job is done. Our what is what? You mean to tell me an entire century of hard work has come to naught? Don't lose heart, my friend. We Loporiths may no longer have Hydaelyn given purpose, but we are free to discover new dreams of our own. Really? What's your new dream, Searching Way? My dream? My dream? Why, I have the greatest dream of all. I call it the Cosmic Exploration Initiative. Not bad for a novice, eh? Though the naming was always your forte, not mine. But it was you who suggested Carrot's happiness, not to mention the best ways burrow. And before that, you got a full century of added insight under your belt. What if we found a new purpose for all that you've learned? Imagine how many discoveries await us on other stars. They'll need names, you know. You want me to name your discoveries? Not for duty's sake, but for the simple joy of it? Why? I should be glad to. I can think of no nomenclature prospect more enticing. What about you, Ishnai? I'm just fucking here. As usual. Will you join us at the final frontier? Think of the strange new world just waiting to be explored. We shall go and go boldly as some marmots to the cargoless, and rock salt. Ha! Surely, after all, I'm not the one in a red shirt. What, does that make me yellow shirt? Fantastic! So welcome aboard! Red shirts usually die. I'll have Driving Way take you to our base of operations straight away. The red shirts die at dawn. Or whenever the plot demands it. Down here? You know, I want so badly to start not going on about stuff and the reason why it's designed the way it is in on the moon, but hey, the formidable comrade is the dashing sunglasses, none other than the master of vehicle travel or traversal, Driving Way. After more than 100 years on Etheris, it's hard to believe I'll be exploring the stars next. What could be out there? The possibilities are infinite. I must pack more dictionaries. Looking for a ride on the world's best rover? Ishnai, Naming Way have joined the project. I'd like you to take them on the hub. You got it, boss. We'll be cruising across the craters in no time. Listen here, the base is a long way out. No aetheroid on the count of the magnetic interference. So it's my way or the highway, got it? I don't think you have a highway there, though. Safety first. We wouldn't want anyone going flying off into the cosmos just yet. I'll take my own vehicle and meet you there. Keep your tails in your seats and all of your paws inside the rover, because it's gonna be a bumpy ride. Hop on! I don't know what voices I'm doing at this point. But we're here together! Welcome to Moongate Hub, home of cosmic exploration and Moon says what? So much to see, so much to name! Hey you, if you want to write the burrow name on it, I'm good. Now that you're here, allow me to explain the course I charted for this project. There's a lot of work to be done, but our first priority is the completion and maintenance of our base here. After that, the sky's the limit! Somewhat literally, I discovered an entire new starship is required for our mission, and apparently I'm not authorized to fly the whole moon off to mother knows where. I plan our ventures to be only moderately death-defying, so it's vital that we have dock for landing our crafts and facilities for its maintenance as well. We also require specialized machinery for surveying and recovering materials. But you needn't worry. The work will be divided among us all. Will it indeed? I wager it'll take an army to handle all that. Oh, we have plenty of volunteers. Loperates, studium faculty, gleaners, and none could resist the siren call of the unknown. Our preparations are far from complete, but we're proceeding at a comfortable pace. For your part, you can begin by having a look around and familiarizing yourself with Sinus, Adorium. I'm calling you Rum. Namingly, if you see anything you don't recognize, your task is to think of a fitting name and report back. I'll ensure I make it official. An invigorating assignment if there ever was one. I do so enjoy my carefully considered monikers enduring the common parlance. Ishnai, I'd like to make full use of your artisanal skills. Naturally, for an operation of this scale, communication is paramount. Take this extra tablet, standard issue for members of our initiative. God, high voice. Makes me drink more. It displays our team's progress and requisitions, updated in real time. We're also designing proper, proprietary tools for crafting and gathering across the cosmos. I'll provide you with a prototype, but you'll need to speak with Researching Way for details. And with that, I think I've gone on for long enough. Assisting with missions around the base will help you understand the initiative better than any explanation from me, so I bid you, go forth! Rest assured I'll do my part. No novelty shall go unnamed on my watch. Ba 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 boo ba. You've been issued an exo tablet. You may read the latest project development, taking part in missions, explore, realize their dream. As part of a crew, you will walk alongside fellow residents of your home world to explore and develop, as well as each new planet you reach. Further each objective through crafting, gathering, shape your surroundings with new facilities designed to aid in greater exploration. Is played quest saying adjusted difficulty current level. To reach upon arrival. Excluding the mechs ridden by select pilot candidates during mech ops directive, mounts are not permitted in the premises. God. Sprint. Crystals convert a crafter or gatherer's sprint action to stellar sprint, boasting movement speed effects. In addition to stellar missions ops, exploration, I understand what I must do. I don't understand what I must do, but I'm still clicking the button that says that I understand what I must do. Anyways, I have that. I'll go to Researching Way and then move on from there. Phase Way. Welcome to the Interplanetary Research Station, where we can analyze exploration data and develop new tools for the betterment of the initiative. If you'd like to take part in our research, it's simple. Complete stellar missions to fill up your data set. Then report back. Our cosmic tools are still prototypes for now. The more data you bring in for analysis, the more we are able to improve them. Check your exo tablet. All the details are there! Anyways. We are going back to Udall. And finishing up the Rebirth things, then we're gonna go watch the concert. Ba, 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 ba. Heading in? Yes, I am heading in. Yes. Usually I thought... And there I thought this would totally be over. When Agnes has a lead, we usually toasting our kill the day after. These are exceptional circumstances. Maybe we didn't get the satisfaction I promised, but sitting here with our heads in our hands won't do any good. Let's be happy that one less Voidsend is preying upon helpless woodcutters. Orcus will pay for what he did. Glad to see a passion for our mission. Apologies we couldn't make your first outing more memorable. You're on the cusp of ending 2 decades of misery. That's how long ago Orcus came into this world, raging like an animal freed from his cage, and leaving my family dead in its wake. The grief he's caused since is unmeasurable. No matter where his accursed feet take him, his hunger follows, and the realm bleeds to sate it. Of course, we aren't the only ones hunting him, but he's as clever as he is vicious, and not even the finest trackers have been able to keep his trail for long. Don't lose heart yet, boss. While you were away, I was making rounds, and I might have found something more that'll soon bear fruit. Arneas is following up on it as we speak. I swear, someday that man is going to keel over on my account. Still, there's no one I trust to tell me the difference between truth and hysteria. That being said, his work takes time to do. I mean, it'll be finished in a second, give or take. Use this chance to hone your skills. If all goes to plan, next time we speak, you'll have a golden opportunity to test them. Hi. Apologies, Ishnai, but we're still waiting for Arneas to come through. There's not much for you to do around till then, unless you have a knack for cleaning. Herman is good at weeding out promising stories and whatnot, but getting into the truth of those stories is a craft as delicate as weaving. I'm sure you've seen the firsthand how one bad bit of information can lead to elaborate plans coming apart at the seams. Where to start on that one, God? Boss! Boss! Calm down, lad. Breathe. What's gotten into you? It's Arneas. He has been murdered. Can I have his shirt? What? Tell me I heard that wrong. I'm afraid not. The brass blades found him half buried in the sands not bells ago. Just lying there like some bloody animal carcass. They'll bring him to Argyll's burial chamber as we speak. Mommy angry. Whoever did this doesn't know the reckoning they've got coming. Before I'm done with them, they'll be begging to crawl back into their mother's womb. I just want justice as much as you, Herman. I do, but times like these we need to look for the boss for guidance. As you can see, Ishnai, emotions are running high. I should stay here until Herman cools off. Can you let the boss know we're standing by and waiting for a command? Like as not, she's gonna go pay her respects. Ba 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 ba. Yeah, Thermaturge. Or back this way. Thermometer. Sorry, Ishnai, I ain't in the mood for chit-chat. Where's the bloody keeper? Just walking in on here. My lady, prithee, the dead must be let to rest. The dead are gonna have one more among them if you don't shut your trap and listen. The brass blades brought in a body not long ago. Show it to me. Yes, that they did, but are you the deceased family? If not, I'm afraid we cannot. Family? Family? Arneas was like a son to me. Like a son? Ordinarily, that would be... He is interred in the innermost coffin. However, I must advise you not to gaze upon his body. Does she look like somebody she's listening to you? Madam! Ugh, if she insists, then so be it. God damn it, Arneas. I told you not to go get yourself. Don't, Ishnai. This isn't for you. Sorry for barging in here and all for the bluster. If you can forgive my rudeness, promise me that Arneas will be sent off well and proper. Of course he shall be. However, if you wish to intern him within the city gates, well, such thought-off space comes at no small expense. I don't care what it costs. Just send your man to Limera's headquarters to collect what you require. Isai, I appreciate you coming to find me, but there's someone else I have to speak with first. I'm heading to Stone's Throw. Come along if you please, but come along in silence. Yappity yap yap yap. Yappity yap yap yap. Yappity yap yap yap. Yappity! Gate of Nald. This is where Arneas' dear wife earns her living. Best get this over with. Arneas never forgot the debt he owed you, the debt we both owe you. Even so, his loyalty ran even deeper than that. It's a strange thing to look back on people we were a decade younger and a lifetime more foolish, young lovers, proud patriots, blissfully ignorant, returning to Locus Amos, the cradle of our people. A triumphant homecoming for the Garleans after centuries in exile. The once mighty invaders being laid low and driven back from whence they came. It was a banner day when Arneas was honored with a post there. And honor and pride quickly faded when we saw the truth of Locus Manus. We hadn't just defeated our enemy. We'd clapped them in irons and condemned them to a life of servitude. Descendants of those who had driven our ancestors north so many generations ago, made to pay for the crimes of their forebearers. His superiors were certainly pleased with the poetry of it all. Arneas, however, could not simply look away from their suffering, let alone take pleasure in it. Confronted with the reality of the place we would call home, his conscience demanded we take action. He begins cooperating with the resistance, but the eyes of the Fermarian are all-seeing, and before long he was ousted as a sympathizer. It was only by the grace of good fortune we escaped with our lives. I've often lain awake at night, wondering if he had outlived his usefulness to the resistance. Or perhaps it was a petty senior officer that orchestrated our fall. Regardless of the cause, the outcome was the same. We could never return to the Empire. We fled to Eorzea by way of Rosset Hand, the only route open to us. It wasn't soon after stepping foot on the docks of RPG sex capital Final Fantasy XIV that your luck ran out, as I recall. Stopped by Yellow Jackets, accused of being Imperial spies. Aye, but we still managed to make an escape. We ran and ran, terrified that our pursuers would one day catch up with us. That is until we met you. Had you not taken us under your wing when you did, I shudder to imagine our fate. Your gratitude's the last thing I deserve If I hadn't sent Arneas off on my damned fooled errand, he'd still be alive. It was Orcus that killed him, and no mistake. He died for my vengeance. I cannot tell you how sorry I am. No, you needn't apologize. I know he was happy. As long as he was helping you, he was happy. The blame for his death does not rest on your shoulders. It rests on the man, the monster that murdered him in cold blood. And I expect you to see the answers for this crime. For me, and for Arneas. I will, lass. I will. On this I swear everything I have to swear. Didn't I give her a Scottish accent or something somewhere along the way? Or that's one. It's not a Scottish accent. I don't know which accent that is. We need to talk, Ishnai. Somewhere with fewer prying eyes. Come meet me at the bridge to the north. To the north! Northy, north, north, north. My beloved, would that I could have been by your side. I owe you an apology, Ishnai, for not telling you everything about me and Orcus from the start. I dragged you into a fight against a foe that's cunning, brutal, and utterly merciless. I thought with all of us together, we'd tip the scales in our favor. I mean, since I'm here, it will. But I was wrong. Arneas paid the price for my hubris. The void scent we tracked in the Black Shroud was likely one of Orcus's minions. But I was too cut up in my grand scheme to realize it at the time. Should have thought about why it tried to hide that body. Your common voidsend wouldn't have the guile to bury it, kill. But what if Orcus taught it that it was the way to throw off trackers of its scent? And dangle bait for me and mine. Orcus has used the self-same trick in the past. He knows that we know it too. By dispatching his minion, we drew his attention. Arneas was a warning. Orcus didn't give his prey swift deaths. He toys with them, cuts them into them, and savors the scream. That's how I know he was responsible. Like a signature, the way he leaves the bodies is when he's had his fill. I pray Arneas doesn't take that suffering with him to the next life. Corso will be coming for you or me next. Not right away, though. That'll be giving up the game. He wants us to keep looking over our shoulders, sleeping with one eye open. He'll wear us down without even lifting a finger. And that's why when he finally strikes. We'll be dead on our feet. Playthings for him to do as he pleases. That won't do. We need to bring the fight to him. No more waiting around for a lead to come to us. It won't be easy, but I can still count on your help. Can it still count on your help? I've come this far. Might as well go the rest of the way. Cat, what are you doing? Sorry, the cats. Thank you, Ishnai. If you got no qualm risking life and limb to fight for Arneas, to fight for me, then I've got no qualms calling you a member of my family. Family. A curious word, that. Oh god, it's a Sith. Bloody! It's him! Ishnai Orcus! Some persistent rats were nibbling on my tail. Should have known by their stench it was you and yours, Drusilla. Or should I call you... granddaughter? Shut your mouth, you thrice damn monster! Monster? Is that any way to greet a beloved elder? Children these days. It would seem one death wasn't punishment enough for you. A second should suffice. Scant reminder of your being. So, you think? You think? Ish and I were ending this here now. Follow my lead. I thought we might savor our reunion for a little longer. But if you insist, I shall feast upon your beating heart here and now. Die! Not right now, cat. He's using teleportation to be a dick! Please shape move. Ah, not but dredge is left in that desiccated vessel of yours. Too long has it been too long has the hide been left in the sun. But your family has been replenished with fresh blood, I see. My, and what a bounteous soul this one has. Thanks. I also have a bounteous bosom, but I don't want you to have it. Your scythe may be dull, but your eyes are as sharp as ever. Blinding as the sun, pure as the snow. Delectable as a boar slayed. Put that tongue back. I had thought to make a quick meal of you, but perhaps just this once. Forbearance is in order. Such a singular specimen might be given time to fatten, to fulfill its succulent potential. It would be a travesty to consume you ere you achieve perfection. Come on. When your soul is ripe with fear, swollen with hatred, and filled to burst with despair, I shall return for you, Ishnai, and I shall gorge. Oh, sweetie, I've already seen the end of the world. I've already been there and back. Like, at this point, my soul doesn't give that much of a damn. Until that time, sup well, my growing whelp. Like I said, after all the shit I've been through... Curse these old bones. He was right in front of me. I could have ended with one swing. For a moment, just one moment, I saw it all again. My family slaughtered, lying at his feet. My life slipping away. It's enough. Now, unless you have a few questions, I'll answer them, I promise. But now's not the time, trust me. Standing around kicking sand won't change what's been done. Let's return to the headquarters and let the wind cool our heads. Then we can consider our next course of action. bum, bum. Bum, ba, 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 bum. The boss told me everything. That bastard Orcus is gonna get what's coming to him. He thinks he knows pains, well, he hasn't met me. It's my own fault. If I hadn't stood there slack-jawed, if I wasn't so damn slow, we'd be rid of that abomination once and for all. What you saw used to be my grandfather, before Orcus took over. He looks great enough to be my own grandchild now. Trick of the Void, like as not. It's no secret that if a Void Sen doesn't want to devour you, it probably wants to take possession of your flesh. But Orcus has a particular talent for it. And as you doubtlessly surmised, he's got an insatiable craving for Aether. Killing is only a prelude to the act of gulping down her essence, like a draught of ale after a day's work. What are you doing, cat? I'm about to kick you both out! In fact, that's probably a good thing. Motherfucker ran to the other side of the room. Had to catch him. He's old. I can't say exactly how old. He's acquired a taste for the finer things. Seems your soul counts among the finest things he's ever seen. Things just keep getting better for us, don't they? Wouldn't be the first time someone set their sights on my soul. Is that so? Used to being a prized pig, are we? Anyway, Road, it's clear that safety is no longer something we can take for granted. Not even in a crowded street, not even in the middle of the day. Keep your eyes peeled and watch out for those terrible red eyes. We're sitting chocobos for the moment. But I'll think of something and send you as soon as I can. Until then, never sleep far from your scythe. You'll think of something in about a second. If the boss says your family, let's put that bastard in the dirt for Arneas. Glad to see that Orcus hasn't sucked his teeth into you yet, Ishnai. Don't go thinking he's given up on trying, though. He's been pretty pathetic at it, actually. He's out there savoring you from a distance. Can't resist checking in on his prize. Just can't resist seeking out morsels to tide him over till his feast. Reports to be received of a man pale as death sulking around the sands is proof of that. But when there's a matter of the splendid dagger, we don't know who sent it, but we do know what it means. It's a warning commonly used but less savory elements of Udall. A warning that the next will deliver a sharp blade straight to our bellies. More fool them. They've no notion of what we faced and lived, thinking we'd soil a small cross close over empty threats. Let's hope there's nothing real more than that last, seeing as we need to follow up on those reports sooner than later. Anyone fancy a bit of fresh air? If we can catch a whiff of Oris's foul stench, all the better. Ishnai, I want you to ask near Blackbrush Station, and I'll head to Stone's Throw. When you're done, meet me there. We'll share what we've dug up. Not every member of the family has means or the inclination to live in the jewel of the desert. Some settle for something a little less luster. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Adorable that the Assassination Guild can think that they could do anything with me. Assassin's Guild. I recognize that self-assured stride. The mark of a woman ready to take on the world, and then some. You must be the Eorzean Reaper the boss sent word about. I'm almost disappointed to tell you nothing amiss. The soldier and me would love to see a Reaper in action. I once fought in the Imperial Army, though you wouldn't think it now looking at me. I served proudly under Lord Valens in my youth, until the day he ordered us to use common folk as fodder in some pointless skirmish. I refused and was sentenced to death for my candor. Needless to say, I didn't keep that appointment. Compared to that evil, toothless threats and ghosts are no bother, but the less jaded are more excitable. One lass in particular has been jumping at the shadows. She claims to have seen all manner of terrors, but I suspect she'd be startled by her own reflection. So if you want to lend her an ear to her delusions, you can find her in Lost Hope. Delusions! At least it's not delusions of grandeur, but fear kind of is bad too. Elegant. Hello, who are you? Oh, did Drusilla receive my missive? She has sent someone to rid us of this terrible evil waiting in the wings. Truly, she cares for us as if we really were her flesh and blood, which is more than I can truly say about my own. Not once have I longed to return to the life of comfort I left behind in Garlemald, and I have Drusilla to thank for that. She isn't the reason I left home in the first place, of course. Had I not met my beloved, I would likely still be feasting on lemon cakes in ignorance. No, you wouldn't. No, I was saying, what Garlemald currently is, no, you wouldn't. In ignorance of love, of freedom, I found the former in Garlemald and the latter in Eorzea, as our new life blossomed into something more beautiful. Not every day has been easy, not even most days, but Drusilla's watchful eyes kept us safe, and our freedom is worth any measure of hardship. Such terrible fear gripped my heart when my beloved told me of the pale man he spied in the sands. Now that the family's come to help, I can breathe a sigh of relief. I am sure you wish to know precisely what to find that horrid creature, but I cannot help half so well as my beloved might. So give him to the southeast and pray put an end to this nightmare. Is he dead? Are both of them about to be dead? Little Stanty. Through the devil mist the hunter doth now tread, tracking the scent of quarry others dread. In the darkest night cry for a keeper, low by your side she walks the reaper. Apologies for the display, friend. I'm a poet, you see, and cannot resist putting words to the flood of emotions accompanying such a striking figure as yours. Flirt. Monster! but it's potent and powerful. Hi. How you doing? Thank you, thank you, thank you, my savior, my godsend. Would that I could evade you, but alas, a poet's pen is little use in battle. Unless, of course, the battle involves not swords and scythes, but words. Just ask the Shire of my beloved, who even now licks the wounds dealt by the invectus verse I composed after he had the gall to forbid our union. A masterwork of scathing metaphor and subtle remonstration. Alas, for all their pretenses, nobles are anything but subtle in their rage. We were forced to flee, to abandon our homes, with only our love for sustenance. Nevertheless, I regret not a single moment of our life in exile. In Eorzea, we found an unexpected treasure. Freedom. Freedom of mind and freedom of heart. Ah, but I digress. Surely you do not seek me out simply to save my life and leave with a nod and a smile. You wish to commission a poem? You wish for information. A pale man. I encountered him while I was wandering these arid wastes in search of inspiration. I felt the gaze of some terrible presence on my back, and when I turned to meet it, he was standing there, grinning like a butcher in a bullpen. He wore robes much too thick for those scorching sands, and his skin looked as if it had never been kissed by the blazing sun. Worst of all, his eyes were as two bottomless pools of blood. I fear my end had come, but then he vanished as quickly as he appeared. Perhaps I've been reckless. Recent incidents make it clear that the cost of inspiration is higher than I'm willing to pay. I shall return to my beloved for both my safety and hers. Thank you again, my savior. Ba 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 ba. After I finish this, we're gonna do the all good pop packs must come to an end. I forgot to finish that last night. And we'll move over to Honkai. After we finish, you know. Two things I just said. There you are, and perfect time to start raining. Another of his accursed minions. Well, I suppose we can take comfort in the fact that none of the family came to harm. Yours included. Well done. Speaking of which, what do you think of this family you've been thrust into? Speak freely. I haven't lived this long by taking offense at opinions I don't want to hear. Seems like any other family to me. I mean, I'm thinking of the Scions. Ha! Seen some odd families then, I reckon. I'd like to think we're one of a kind, though. A collection of cast-offs unfit to live under the Empire's boots. Yours truly included. Much as some enlightened types might tell you otherwise, people like to have the say in the life they lead. That's what separates us from those bugs over there. Born queens, workers, drones, bred into roles ingrained so deeply they wouldn't have known how to live otherwise. For the glory and prosperity of the hive. But we've got it in us to be different. Might be born into farming, soldiering, or politicking, but we could choose to walk a different path whenever the fancy should strike. Tain't our nature to accept our lot without question. No, we have to believe in something, put our faith in it. Only then will we deign to march in step. And indeed, faith of a savage stripe is one way to get us dancing to the same tune. Others might be compelled through faith in logic or law, intangible and visible, yet cause enough killing and conquering if it suits the queen. Ah, MX Elk. The invaders have sullied our birthright for 8 centuries no longer. We march to Lok Aminos. With a few righteous words, his radiant, soulless Zogalvis whipped the hive into a frenzy. Once that fire is burning, the passion of the masses can't soon be quelled. What was once a wish for home became a holy mission to spread enlightenment. Enlightenment which would not suffer such beliefs as the beastmen held. Countless scores rendered up their lives on the altar of empire, until the entire continent was united under a single Magitek fist. For those who still dreamed of the dream of unity, a deed worthy of song, yet some awoke to see it for the tyranny it was. My grandfather Aurelius included. Talents of the Reapers are passed down through bloodlines. Aurelius was the best of us, the most accomplished and feared in the Order's long history. Our duty of the Reapers, a role in the hive, if you would, was to deliver our countrymen from the corrupt, power-hungry tyrants. When Garlemald found religion and conquest, its appetite grew to be insatiable. My grandfather pondered this conundrum for many sleepless nights, and came to the decision he would relieve Solus Zolascalis of his life. Well, shame that I didn't get there sooner. 20 years ago, he slept in the deepest chamber of the Imperial Palace, silent as a shadow, until he could hear the Emperor's beating heart. Yet when Aurelius returned to me, Solus was alive and well. Grandfather, on the other hand, had a skittishness in his step, and his black hair had turned pale white. He said naught of his encounter with the Emperor, save the most powerful man in Garlemald was no man at all. Shamed in his defeat, my grandfather sought greater power. Bit by bit, he gave himself more over to the void scent behind his avatar. Orcus struck when Rulus was weakest, taking his flesh and soul in one fell swoop. When he was finished, not a mote of my grandfather remained in that body. There was only Orcus. The fiend flew into a rapturous frenzy, and my family were his first victims. I remember the chill of his teeth sinking into my flesh, gnawing until they reached my very essence. How am I standing here before you, then? Oh, Orcus gouged on his soul that night, but it wasn't mine. Not exactly. It was my avatar that filled his belly. It seems that was all he could stomach. Some might consider that a lucky twist of fate, but I had little time to ponder my fortune. Fled as soon as I was able. His radiance never looked kindly on those trying to end his life, or their families. I wandered about for years until I settled here, and started seeking out others like me. Those who had woken from the Empire's dream. Lumières is what we call the spirits of the dead in the Garlean tongue. A fitting moniker for those... moniker if there ever was one. Waking up from a long sleep ain't like climbing out of the grave. Ain't unlike climbing out of the grave, I can attest to that. Son of a bleedin'. Remind me not to give such long-winded speeches when the sands is blowing in my face. I'm heading back for some ale. See you at the headquarters. I mean, there's not sand in your face. Unless it's an excuse for cheering up or something. Because it was raining. And they made it rain for that scene. Huh. 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 Bum. Yeah, man. Serious music. Welcome back, boss. How was the family? Shaken but unharmed aside from some tousled hair and mangled verse. Orcs left one of his minions behind as a gift, but Ishnai made quick work of it. I always said she was a keeper. You have an eye for fear. You have an eye for fierce of heart. Sure, Herman, sure. I wager she could slay Orcus all on her own. Not like we'd let her take all the glory. Of course we wouldn't. We'll all be there when Orcus tries to take his prize. I don't think we will be waiting long either. Orcus said he'll strike when Ishnai is ripe with fear, hatred, and despair, seasoning he's loath to forego. I have an inkling how he might draw out those emotions, and finish off a half-eaten meal besides. Now? Right you are, Drusilla! How many nights did you mourn the loss of your avatar, the wellspring of your power? I must say, it was quite the dish. I think not. Move as much as a finger and her head will hit the floor. Not at that angle, will it? First you'd go through her shoulders, really. I mean, you'd still hit the floor, but it'd also be the shoulders and upper body. Oh, that's it, Ishnai. That fire. I want to see it burn. I want to see it rage. I want to see the hatred seep in the depths of your soul. Really, you aren't worth the energy, sweetie. You really aren't. I shall make this Drusilla's final breath, or this one. It's so very hard to choose. I was right not to give in to my baser instincts, to allow the thought of your taste to simmer in my mind as you and Drusilla formed a bond, a kinship even. Born from an understanding of her inconsequential ideals, you may better appreciate the bitter loss. Perhaps I should wait a little while longer. Let the flavor of your hatred mature and the tang of your malice ripen. I can make use of Drusilla yet. Revel in her screams, exult in her misery. Ah, how splendid it will be. All the while, my prized piglet growing fat with loathing and succulent with terror. I'm sorry. No, those aren't emotions that are currently a part of me right now. The emotions that are currently a part of me right now is, oh god, here we go again. It's annoyance. You're an annoyance to me. You're annoying me. Patience rewards the dutiful gourmand, after all. While your tantalizing flavor is fully matured, I shall return, and I shall reap my harvest. You're boring me. Tell me, how does that feel? You're fucking boring me. Alright, that's fine, Maddox. Welcome in, though. God's damn void-sent bastard, soulless piece of shite. We need to think, Herman. I know. Now's not the time to lose my temper. Deep breaths, cool heads. Right, we need a plan. First things first, finding out where Orcus is hiding. The rest of the family should be able to help with that. In the meantime, you need to prepare. I know you're good, Ishnai, but we can't leave the boss's life to chance. Sharpen your skills and your scythe, then sharpen them once more. The boss can do naught against Orcus without her avatar. That means you'll have to do the heavy lifting. Of course, I'll do what I can to afford you an advantage. You can count on that. For Drusilla! Oh, so you have flesh. Your flesh is a vessel for gaining maximum strength. When I get my hands on him... Oh, Ishnai! Listen, we found out where the boss is being held, but I'm warning you, how if it isn't pretty. The envelope arrived at the headquarters this morning. I opened it, and inside was blood? A finger? Shite. The inside the letter was a letter written in blood. There's no doubting whose it was. Orcus is reveling in his own cruelty. The letter says he's waiting for us at dusk visual. God knows what he's doing to her now. Like I said, this is just... I'm consigning myself to having to do this. More or less. Because this seems to happen all the time. I called out everybody, member of the family for this one. We're heading out as soon as everyone's assembled. I thought the poet can't fight. We're here, Herman, and more are waiting outside. We're ready to repay the debt we owe Drusilla, with our lives if we must. With souls courageous, hearts of hardened steel, for leader's sake, for family's ideal, into the demon's lair they soon shall tread, to end his terror foul, his reign of dread. The boss will beam with pride to see the group of cold-blooded killers. All right, Ishnai, we're ready when you say the word. Word! This job is for a Reaper, and a Reaper alone. Thank you for the bits, hon! What? Now, we may not hold a candle for the likes of you, but we got skills. You'll need someone to distract Orcus, right? Then you can move in to the kill while his back is turned. Don't tell us to stay here when our thumbs are up our asses while the boss is suffering. Drusilla wouldn't want you to throw your lives away. What do you know about what she wants? Herman, listen, maybe she's right. I know she's right, goddammit. Doesn't mean it doesn't chafe. The boss wouldn't trust just any woman with the Reaper's arts, and Ishnai has proven yourself worthy time and again. If you're going alone, take that with you. For the boss, no self-respecting Reaper can reap without their scythe. I shall two-hand this scythe. Scythes, two different scythes in each hand. Now go and make Orcus rule the day he crossed into this world. Yeah, and I'll go over to the 13th and make sure he rules it even over there, too. Big thank you for the bits! Ba 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 ba. All right, killing arts, bait. All right, get out of that. Faster to go there and then back around. We had our face off in the fucking snow again. We will make it. We will make it. Waiting, waiting. There you are, Ishnai. My prize repast, come forward. You know, I'm good here. But apparently I'm still going. Good thing there's not a griffin there to stab me or anything. I can smell it. Your fear, your hatred. Really, you need to get your oil factories checked, because that's not what I'm feeling right now. Your tender marbled soul, my masterpiece, ripe for the slaughter. I'll savor every bite. Strip the flesh from your bones, crack them open to sup. I didn't finish that. Also, put that tongue back where it belongs. How I hungered, how I thirsted, enraptured by the thought of your sweet essence trickling down my throat. Ew! Never have I suffered so in waiting, but in beholding your magnificence, I see it was worth every agonizing pang. Did not expect you to leap into my maw willingly, nor do I desire it. I want you withering and struggling until your dying breath. Yamate. PD slice, okay. Sir. Could you slow down that edge there? Mm-hmm. Could die without a final meal. I mean, you could die just fine, okay? Priscilla's. Very good. Defiance becomes you. I mean, I am Defiance, yes. Though it begins to bore me. You've bored me from the start, sweetie. A noise, rather. 'Tis past time you bared your billy for my blade. I'm good. Prey's sole purpose is to satisfy. My word, your aim is terrible. Ah! But I didn't miss. Ugh. How? There should be nothing left of you. You should have learned to chew your food more thoroughly. Fools! The both of you! I won't die so easily. Good! I need actual sport in this. Now our feast begins. Hey, Apocalypse! How are you? Ba-ba-ba. Cat. Murder! Okay, my blood for the blood lilies now. Then use the blood lilies to hurt more things? Ugh. No. The honor is yours, Drusilla. Thank you, Ishnai. Dripping with fear, boiled in hatred, I can still smell its exquisite aroma. Just a taste. It's done. Let us get back to headquarters, Ishnai. I mean, he did have his tongue waggling for a bit earlier. It was creepy. Like waggle, waggle, waggle levels. Boss, Ishnai! Well, it goes along with the sniffing hair in public kind of levels. Sorry for causing you all no end of worry, tracking me down like you risked life and limb, and for that I thank you, all of you. We didn't risk anything. We just sat here praying until you and Ishnai walked through that door. Don't be so hard on yourself, lass. I know each and every one of you would have joined her if she hadn't talked some sense into you. We owe you our lives, boss. We owe it to you to return the favor. You're more than I deserve. Who forces them they hold dear into a personal vendetta? Who leads family to their death? Arneas was no fool. He knew and accepted the risks. He placed his faith in you because he believed Orcus had to be stopped, and he was right. There will be no more victims to mourn. He helped you achieve that victory. It'll be enough for him, and it'll be enough for me. You're right. This ain't the time for sulking. Arneas would be the first to tell me that. Now it's time to honor and sacrifice. To toast those we've lost and those who are still by our side. And thank the brave souls that led us here. And that means you, Ishnai. As much as I'd like to take credit for Orcus's demise, it was a long, bloody road, but this marks the ends of your first assignment as a Reaper. And what an assignment it was, eh? You may not be Garlean, but you tackled your task with a singular resolve that impressed the most hardened soldier. I'm proud to call you family. We may have founded Limeris to provide a home for wayward Garleans, but we're not so different, Garleans and Eorzeans. No great revelation that, but moments like these help put it all into perspective. This family was a dream that gave us strength to survive in a strange land. But the beautiful thing about dreams, if you ask me, is they can change. They can get better. And for that, so I say that, from this day forward, the Lumeris will be united not by origin, by purpose, but by purpose. Brothers and sisters bound by shared convictions. Yeah, I know, right? Say, we're family. I don't think anyone would object to that, boss. The mayors are ready to welcome all people of all stripes. Starting with you, Ishnai, though it was all but official already, eh? Aye, here's the birth of a new family, sister. Yeah, Fast and Furious has got really strange. They've added girls with cat ears. What a day it's been, eh? Hope it'll be a while yet before I have occasion to yammer on that much again. Too much talking liable to put me in a sentimental mood, or worse, make me dewy-eyed. So let's leave it as that, eh? If you ever get weary from that weight of the world on your shoulders, you know that our doors will always be open. And if you need an ear to bend and a shoulder to weep on, or a stiff bottle to jump us inside, I'll be right here, sister. Steps upon the souls of fallen foes, you're bound. Ooh, rah. Soul gauge. Stacks of the shroud consume. Part level 90. Oh. Cool. Alright. Gonna real quickly finish this. All good pot packs must come to an end. And then we'll switch over and sit down and have a musical thing of watching, the Honkai Star Rail concert. Why am I? For teleport. That is way mage. Yes, I'm on free. Don't know. Wait, you're the friend of the third promise, the adventurer from across the salt who's asking about pot packs. I see. Mauve sent you. I only said I needed the help of a stranger to Earthenshire. Trust her to pick an honest-to-goodness hero. The task I have for you is but a trifling one, but it's very near and dear to my heart. I want you to find all you can about Mauve. There's nothing untoward towards it, I assure you. I'm interested in what she's interested in. Her hobbies, her likes and dislikes, what she holds dear, and so forth. But for certain reasons I'll share with you later, she can't know this. We've been working together for decades, but now, as my pot pack is about to end, I find I know next to nothing about her, but perhaps others who work closely with the Moblins might. Mubbies. Mauve and Onfray? Yes, I know the pair well. She's famously very protective of us, and sometimes even rejecting his patrons' orders outright. It's not that she thinks he's equal to the task, you understand. Quite the opposite, in fact. She knows how exacting his standards are, and for how discontent he would be if his works failed to meet them. So anytime a patron attempts to have them lower his standards, or design something differently how he judged best, Mauve will always leap to his defense. As for what she enjoys, well, her delight in Onfray's creations have not dulled in all the years they've worked together. I should think she likes nothing more. What does Mauve value most? Her potsworn, of course. Any mobby who says otherwise is a fib speaker. She keeps the treasure he gave her heart side at all times, or so she once lip slips to Tarnik. He hasn't a flimsy thought of what that treasure might be, but whatever it is, it's sure proof of the friend bond between them. Uplander wants to know what brain ticks Mauve? That's an easy ask. Mauve never lip flaps about anything other than her potsworn, Onfroy. She says he's just as good as tricksy crafter as he's a crafty tricker, always playing crafty tricks. One day, Onfray draws little arrows around the village, showing the potsworn how to leave Earthenshire without help hands eye-catching them. Many laugh-minded pot friends follow the arrows and leave for secret hiding place in woods, while because our frighty feels over disappearing potsworn. Potsworn come back all glitter teeth, but help hands are steamers. All except Mauve. She goes around the village saying guilty words to every mobby for his sneaky trick. Deep-hearted though, it's clear she is nothing but happy feels to have him back. You're back, so what did you find out? Ha, she really thinks that much of me. They say that Moblin help hands love nothing more than helping their charges. And it seems it's true, though it wouldn't hurt for her to show it a little more often. But that's not the only thing you learned, and I thank you for it. You've given me exactly what I need, so I suppose it's about time I told you what I need for. The truth is, you're gonna get interrupted. Is this Ishnai still hard at helping hand? Our hand helping? Yes, she is. So I'll thank you for not bothering us. You do remember that I specifically asked you to leave until my work was complete. Always such angry words. Mob means no bother. It's just needs to do daily mob duty, sharpening tools until they sparkle shine. And I'm telling you that I don't need you to. Not now anyway. I'm almost retired. All my commissions already dealt with. Until the end day of our pact, Mauve will hold her pact part. It is her duty as help hand. Why do you always have to be so... I'm sorry, Mauve, but I'm gonna have to put my foot down. I expressly forbid you from touching my tools until my work with Ishnai is finished. Then Mauve will do as Envoy says, although it makes her shame-faced. She will hand turn to other duties. If Envoy needs her, he needs only hail call. I wish I didn't have to do that, but I'm really needing every one of these tools if I'm going to achieve my aim. That aim being make a farewell present for Mauve. In all the years I've been working here, she's been my guardian angel, answering my every prayer before it even makes it to my lips. Even these recent times, when help hands have grown too few for the number of potsworn, her service hasn't lapsed in ilm. Now that my service is coming to an end, I wanted to do something just for her. To thank her for everything she's done for me. Yet, despite knowing me better than I do myself, I discovered I didn't really know anything about her at all. I tried to speak with her to learn what makes her tick, but she always brushes me off. Says she only wishes as a humble help hand to see that my wishes realized. That got me thinking, perhaps she and other moblins might be more willing to open up to someone who wasn't bound by Pot Pact. Someone like you. And by all the gods, the plan worked. I have an idea for her present now. All that remains is to craft it, but without Mauve's help. It might be a little more difficult than usual. If you'll be willing to play help hand a little longer, I'll make it worth your while. I'm only here till that. I'll come back eventually. Maybe in the next expansion. Who knows? Northwest. I think I have everything else for her. I don't have as many as I thought I did. Huh. These are just going to locations. It's fine then. Do that later. All right, we're switching over to watching. Whatchamacallit? Let me get everything set up.